Greetings to the Foundations of Learning class once again here at Moody Bible Institute Distance Learning. This is your instructor, Dr. Larry Asplund, coming to you at the midpoint. Yes, indeed, tonight is the end of week 4, and so I have come by to you once again by video and written announcement to welcome you to week 5. So we've got, after tonight, the first half of this building foundational class behind us, with the second half in front of us, beginning to once again be aware of the big picture, the final goals, the end of this course. So our week 5 focus is going to be on personal management, and that's a broad issue having to do with personal disciplines, integrity, resilience, etc. So it's that whole package that we've been talking about as we've discussed not only Smith, but other areas as well. So that will be our focus in week 5. Week 5 learning objectives, first of all, number 1, to practice critical reflection. And you will have a couple of great opportunities to do that. Number 2, to analyze behaviors that contribute to student success, particularly your own student success, motivations, etc. Number 3, to be familiar with the Blackboard Writing Center. And number 4, to identify self-management, resilience, integrity, and emotional intelligence and a digital media source. So that's going to be kind of a fun assignment that we will begin working on in week 5. So week 5 content assigned to you. First of all, you will have the chance to read chapter 12 in the great text by Smith, and then you will follow up with chapter 7 and 8 in Turabian, in chapter 5 in Kibi, which will contribute to your writing skills, etc. You're also being referred to the Writing Center in week 5, and having accessed those resources, be sure to use the week 5 content report link to report your reading, etc. in week 5. Assignment 5-1 then, the Moody Bible Institute Writing Center quiz, is really just a way to introduce yourself to the Writing Center. It's hosted on Blackboard, and so you have great instructions given to you in week 5. You will go to the section in Blackboard called My Organization, and then you will look for specific folders, the welcome, the announcements, the one called for MDL students, a writer's guide, frequently asked questions, and the section called schedule an appointment. I misspelled it, schedule an appointment. By the way, I have the faculty view, so I don't necessarily see what you as a student sees. So if you have some kind of a difficulty, I know there's media made available if you don't find the Writing Center at all under My Communities, but if you don't find some of these other sections, I'm assuming that you will, even though I can't see them under my faculty view. If you have difficulty, be sure to let me know. I can report it to the folks at Moody. And of course, there's just a very simple 5-question quiz. It's basically a quiz that demonstrates the fact that you did, in fact, look at the Writing Center. So that just gets you into a kind of a quick orientation to that feature, and that resource made available to you by Moody. Assignment 5-2, Building Resilience Essay, the rough draft. And last week you were assigned, and this is kind of a 3-part, although it's not a long assignment, it takes it apart bit by bit. It's a 3-part assignment. So last week, in week 4, which is ending tonight, you were asked to provide me with a thesis statement, outline, and a works cited page. And so that I'm looking forward to seeing your work in that regard. And week 5 then, coming up, you will actually write the rough draft of the essay. And then you will have a final draft due in week 6. So it's just an exercise, it's a 2 to 3 page essay. So it's not like a research paper or anything like that, but it is a way of getting, of kind of unpacking the whole idea of a writing assignment, and particularly an essay writing assignment. Then assignment 5-3, Integrity and Personal Management Analysis, is going to ask you with in the background with disciplines presented by the Texton Smith and the media you had by Stephen Covey, to do one thing, to ultimately write an essay, which is not going to be due to the end of week 6. But you have a choice. You can either watch The Pursuit of Happiness, which some of you have maybe seen as a Will Smith movie, and you can write your essay based on your observation, of integrity, personal management, etc. Or you can choose a contemporary figure, and you can do the same thing with that figure. So depending on, what you're most comfortable with or what you think will be most helpful to you. But you want to jump in week 5 and actually access either The Pursuit of Happiness or the contemporary figure that you are interested in. And, take some notes and then be prepared to write and to turn in your essay in week 6. Assignment 5-4 is very, very simple. Identify 2 people in your support system, people that you either have a personal relationship and or a spiritual leader that is important in your life. It can be a parent, it can be a spouse. But there will be a couple of assignments coming up that will be related to those 2 people. I'm sure you're going to want to get their permission before you give me their names and the nature of your relationship with them, because that's all that's required with this assignment. So you will simply post a very a quick document just giving me their names and their relationship. Not that I'm going to do anything with that information, but it sets the stage for assignments 7-1 and 8-1. So you're going to maybe want to look ahead and see how you are going to be interacting with these 2 folks in the future. It's just another way, again, of learning. One of the things we're discovering even in this class is that we learn best in community. So sometimes being able to have folks to bounce ideas off of is very, very important. So, it's something you can hopefully easily and quickly do here in week 5. Then the week 5 discussion board unpacks the issue of motivation, which I think is one of the most important discussions we have in this class, to consider the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivators, those things that, either motivate us from within our own hearts and minds, or those that are primarily external. Oftentimes a combination of the 2. And so in this week's discussion board, you will address the question, how do you tend to be motivated to achieve goals? And what motivators are present for the achievement of your Moody degree specifically? And how will those motivators contribute to your success, namely your success? Ultimately, I know not all of you are here to earn a degree, but you're certainly here to learn and to grow. How will those motivators contribute to your success? A great personal conversation. I think it's one that's very, very important. You're doing so great in the discussion board, and I'm looking forward to participating with you again in week 5. So the whole idea of personal management is so very important. We want to be able to feel like, we're folks who are dependent upon the grace of God and the love of God. We're dependent upon the involvement of the Holy Spirit at every point, but we're also interested in learning how to apply wisdom to a variety of factors in our life. So learning those character issues, learning those personal disciplines, having some sense of growth goals really in our life is very, very important. So what a great week. It's going to be a good opportunity to continue laying the foundation of lifelong learning really in this class. It's going to be a good week. So please understand once again that I am here for you, committed to you. You are in my prayers every day. I know we've got students who are experiencing life in unforeseen ways. Please know that you are in my prayers every day. I'm here to help you, here to serve you. Don't hesitate to let me know how I can do that this coming week. God bless you, everybody. Have a great week 5.